It saved a huge amount. Drug companies went up like crazy yesterday in the stock market because of that. So, you have a question? Go ahead.
One experience around us here that validates what we were talking about in healthcare was a big surprise for me personally. The day before yesterday, I had an MRI in the new hospital of the Major Mackenzie, the new one before the 400. And the time in Vaughan. And the time was actually given to me at 8:30 p.m. And they are working 24 hours as I understood from them.
Yes.
I went for the MRI. I finished by almost 10 o'clock. In the morning, by 9 o'clock, the emergency doctor that had the rotator cuff MRI request was calling me to give me the report, and I went through to get the copy from them. There is no way on earth that this is generated or done other than using any mechanism of it. It just came to my mind, there is no way at 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, the doctor in an emergency and my family doctor had the copy, and I went and I got a copy myself from them. Okay. I have it in my car.
Surgeries. You'll be surprised, but surgeries, انتوا عارفين دلوقتي في robots دلوقتي when someone does a surgery in a very small area, there are robots where you make a mover in your hand, but it does a very small movement. One of the biggest problems in surgeries is nicking an artery.
Yes.
Right now they have added AI to these things with cameras, so if you're trying to move it and you see that it's touching an artery, the system will stop you from doing that. That will help a lot in surgery.
By
But you
Germany,
can't
they
do it
started
without
with-
surgery.
Pardon me?
You have to be a surgeon or
You have to be surgeon, of course. It will not do it automatically.
موجود يعني ما
So I'm
ينفعش.
telling you what is happening now. That's now.
بس ما ينفعش تشتغل.
دي حاجات
No, 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 no.
دي حاجات مش in the future. That's happening now. That's happening now. Business and finance. Business and finance. Very quickly. Right now, fraud detection. It's very hard right now to defraud someone because AI is very good at detecting fraud. More than you could ever imagine. And trading. Insider trading. You cannot do insider trading. But the system as well does trading yourself. 85% of the trades that are happening in the stock market are happening by computers. 85%. طب واحد يقول لي انا هشتغل في الستوك ماركت عشان اعمل فلوس، اقول له go to the casino bet. That's basically it. Because you cannot compete with computers. And the remaining 50% is done by professional CFAs, portfolio managers. Each one of them has a team of 6 people working on one single company for 2 months before they make a decision to buy it or not. How can you compete with these people? Trying to win in the stock market is a losing proposition. There's no way you can win in the stock market. Buy the index and live with it. And that's it. Risk management. The computer right now can even give you the strategy for how to manage your risk. It can create a complete business plan. Go to ChatGPT and ask it to create a business plan for you. It will create a business plan. Give it as much as it will complete a complete business plan for you. When I'm talking about ChatGPT, I'm not talking about ChatGPT. I'm talking about QN. I'm talking about Ernie. I'm talking about Gemini. I'm talking about Grok. I'm talking about DeepSeek. All these ones can do the same thing. Yes.
What to use for what?
You can use it for anything.
Specialist.
I've written an article specifically about that. I'll send you that. Okay. Let's continue. أنا بتكلم على دلوقتي الحاجات اللي بتحصل دلوقتي، مش الحاجات اللي هتحصل في المستقبل. دلوقتي retail and e-commerce right now, you can go in there and have virtual fitting. تديله الصورة بتاعتك، بعد ست تديله الصورة بتاعتها، وبعد كده تدور على الفساتين، عايز اشوف شكلي ايه في الفستان ده، مش محتاجة مراية. يختار الفستان ده، click on the thing, you have its picture، هتلبسك الفستان. And you can see yourself. والفريم بتاع النضارة وحاجات زي دي. That's happening today. And it's all done through AI.
وثبت الشعر يا رب.
وثبت الشعر كمان، تحت أمرك يا فندم. تحت أمرك. Okay. Inventory. It does inventory as well. Inventory management. It tells you. سمعت عن حاجة اسمها just in time inventory. Just in time inventory now it's optimized by AI. It will tell you exactly when to order. It will order it for you automatically without you being involved in that. That's happening right now. Recommendations. You know, of course, when you buy something from Amazon, it will always give you a recommendation for the next product. Or you can go to the AI and tell them, I want something so and so, but I don't know what it is. It will tell you exactly what the name is, get you the links to where you can buy it automatically. أنا بتكلم عن حاجات بتحصل دلوقتي. أنا مش بتكلم عن حاجات هتحصل في المستقبل، حاجات دلوقتي. الحاجات اللي بتحصل في المستقبل هنتكلم عليها. Transportation, self-driving. They announced self-driving yesterday. Waymo was announced to allow to have self-driving in Austin, Texas. Tesla is allowed to have self-driving all across China. Anywhere in China. We don't talk about it in here. But this is very big. China is not a small country.
I saw a car in Arizona.
Yeah, and they have their in Arizona as well. But the self-driving,
And yeah, we don't have any.
Dubai has that, so it's all over the world. Self-driving is a standard. Soon enough, you will not be allowed to drive. You need a very, very special license to drive. Not just the license that you have right now, you have to have a higher license to be able to drive. Traffic management. Right now, all traffic management is measured by AI. It has sensors to tell you whether there are cars or not, and based on that, it turns on the light on or off. That happens right now. It's all done through AI. Entertainment. Right now, acting and deepfakes. Deepfakes, what's that? Deepfakes, right now. Any video تشوفه it's not necessarily the video of Donald Trump. Okay? You'll be surprised how many videos out there about Donald Trump saying some stupid things, and he does not say that. And they are deepfakes. They are deepfakes. It happens a lot. Okay? But the deepfakes as well can be used. This concept of deepfakes can be used as well. So when an actor dies in the middle of a movie, and that happens a lot, you find out that this actor continues playing in the movie. How come? He died at that time. And we just started. How come? We do the deep fake to allow us to play that particular actor in that. زي ما بقول لكم دلوقتي, you can ask the computer to create a video for you. You just give it the script and it will create it. Actually, as a matter of fact, the computer can also create its own script. So where does this leave us? Nahla.
I want to alert, يعني دي حاجه من الحاجات اللي احنا عايزين نتكلم فيها النهارده اللي ايه البعبع. فالبعبع انه again in that conference الراجل اللي زي رامي كده واقف بيتكلم حط صورته في الكمبيوتر. It comes out وورث كذا صوره مثلا باندا بتلعب جيتار دي فيك. Yes it's fake. مش عارف البحر شكله ايه بامبا. It's fake. Then he put himself on the screen بيدي instructions للemployee بتاعه. And then he asked, is this real or fake? And they said, لا, it's real طبعا. بيدي instructions. And it was a fake thing. هو حط صورته وأدى الكمبيوتر الانستراكشنز زي ما رامي عمل كده قدامنا من شوية. Show me doing كذا كذا مع. ليه بقول لكم الحكاية دي؟ Because nowadays even in my job I get fake calls instructing my employee إن أنا بقول لها حولي فلوس من هنا لهنا مثلا. إزاي؟ ليه بقول لكم الحكاية دي؟ إزاي؟ عشان الكلمة اللي قالها رامي إن الممثل is fake. فهي بياخدوا الصوت من مثلا حاجه سيمينار انا عاملاها على الانترنت. بياخدوا الصوت وبيكونوا منه مسج وبتروح لجلوريا تديها الانستراكشنز دي and she has to understand ان احنا don't deal with euros. But there are things like this that we have to be very alert to الفيك برودكشن اللي بتطلع من الاي اي دي شكلها ايه. Yes.
صح.
سيمينار لبيلي جراهام قاعدة بتفرج على and then I found out that the whole thing was AI. His voice يعني فاهمين أنا اللي died a lot and I have links if you want to see. So
Okay guys,
كده مهم لو لقينا مكالمات معينة. بعض الناس مثلا اكلم جمال اقول له هلو بقول له جمال يقول لي yes. avoid saying yes.
Yes بالظبط.
لان ممكن كلمه yes دي تتاخد وتتركب على سؤال تاني.
بالظبط.
Okay.
Do you want to transfer this to yes?
Just I want to warn you, all of you.
Yeah.
There is now YouTube coming in every phone by the voice of Elon Musk. Encourage you to invest $350. And then drag you to another link, and you pay the $3,500. And this is the fake one.
It's a fake one, yes. That's a very good question. ازاي ممكن تكتشف؟ It's becoming more and more difficult right now. So one of the biggest problems that we have from a legal side. أي محاميين هنا؟ Any lawyers? At one the best video will.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Right now it's not admitted by court. Video Wills is not admitted by court because you can do it deep fake quite easily from that. So how can you discover it? The simple answer, I don't know.
No, there is some website. There is some website. There is some website. I don't know. I don't have it right now.
Yeah?
You can input whatever video, image, whatever.
And it will tell you what's fake or not.
tells you if it's fake or real.
But how accurate is it? I'm telling you right now that for me, it's very difficult to figure out whether something is fake or not, except from its content.
Yes.
Okay? So I've seen some videos for Donald Trump saying things that did not make any sense whatsoever. Most of the time he says things that doesn't make sense. But the things are a little bit too extreme. Yes. Guys, let's listen to Lucy. When Susie says something is important, please listen to her.
when it comes انه human are still superior
They
يعني
are.
انا I can لما يجيلي حاجه that looks I have doubt
Yes.
I have a way to check it how and then I can go to
Different sources and
of
verify them.
knowledge
Yes.
and then it says
Investigate.
يعني لو most of what I'm reading is supporting this then this is right فيعني مازال الhuman
Human beings are no. I didn't say that human beings are inferior to computers.
لا لا عارفة
They are,
إن
they
أنت-
are.
لا بس بقول يعني انه we do have ways بس it requires effort وبالذات احنا هنا على elections
It's very risky.
مهم قوي ان احنا نبقى فاهمين we need to double check
Yeah.
اللي بيجي لنا الفيدنج ده لانه لما بنبني ارائنا على حاجات
Understand. Let's move on. Let's move on. في حاجات بتحصل دلوقتي. Guys, please listen to me. Okay. Any musicians around here? Sorry, you're out of a job. I'm sorry about that.
I know.
For music composition, they're better than musicians. For renditions, they're better than musicians.
لا انا امبارح
Actually,
قلت له ممكن ابعت لك حاجه انا مرتلاها وتقول لي how give me critique on it قال لي sorry I don't do that yet I have it right here
Okay, I'll tell you something. Right now, you can ask the computer to create for you a piece of music and make it sound as if it's Bach who created it.
yes.
And it will do that, and it will create for you a piece of music. You listen to it, you say, that is the same style as Bach. And you've never listened to it before, and it's a Bach piece of music. That's what we have right now.
بس كده يا رامي يعني ممكن of something that was بس that's taking enough software.
Guys, just time's out, come out for a moment. I need to move a little bit quickly, otherwise we'll stay until 6 o'clock today. Okay? So let's move a little bit quickly. Esther, I need another 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
Without questions. Without questions or comments.
I will do that. So there are some things in there that I'll go through. Please, if you can hold on for a moment, please. We'll move on. So I'll hold off on the questions a moment, please, so that we can move on. And I have the last 2 slides about what we need to do.
Yeah.
So music composition, as I mentioned to you, script writing, game development. Right now, the computer creates the computer games. It's not human programmers anymore. Computer that creates a computer games. Script writing, even complete movies. Complete script is written by a computer. All you have to do is give it a prompt, tell them that there's a story between أحمد ومنى والاثنين بيحبوا بعض وأبوها مش عايز وحاجات زي دي واحكي لي الحكاية على الحاجة دي. It will create for you a complete script that's written.
هتنتهي بإيه بقى؟
So إيه؟
هتنتهي بإيه؟
أحمد منى ارجع يا مجنون أبويا. So okay. What is it used today? Education. Education. That's what's happening right now. Personalized courses. Right now, in some universities, you identify who you are, they create a personalized course for you. You don't attend the class, you do it in person. In China right now, in middle school and primary school, the students can put something on top of their head, and the professor or the teacher has a screen in front of them, and the screen will tell them whether this person is attentive or not. دي المصيبه مش كده؟ سالوا الاهالي توافقوا على حاجه زي دي ولا لا؟ الاهالي قالوا طبعا نوافق، احنا عايزين عيالنا يبقوا منتبهين في الفصل. اوكي؟ دي حصلت في الصين، ما حصلتش في نورث امريكا بس that's how advanced China is. Okay? Military. This is scary. One thing I'd like to mention. Military is considered the biggest industry that's using AI. It's the biggest industry. The scary part of it is that every military is a country within a country. Even the representative of the people in the parliament don't know exactly how the money is being spent in the military. You go to a member of the parliament, they don't know what's happening. Sometimes even the prime minister does not know what's happening inside the military. Okay? So it's a country within the country. Look at it this way. America is spending around $900 billion on their military. The number of soldiers in the military is dropping year after year. So where are they putting their money? One of the things that they have in there is loitering munitions. Loitering munitions are drones that are traveling up the sky and then they go on their own and come in and they explode. That's what they call loitering munitions. Right now, most of the time, these loitering munitions are not controlled by a drone driver. Sometimes you control it, you put it as the target, you fly it, no one looks at it, they go in and they do it like this. Sometimes they even go to the extent, they have robotic soldiers, of course, that's already available right now. Robotic soldiers, I'm talking about now, what we have. We have robotic soldiers right now.
Yes, yes.
One thing that they have is one is facial recognition. So they get one of these drones to fly and look at the picture of Shadi. When they see Shadi walking on the street, they go down and explode. That's happening right now. Israel عملتها إسرائيل عملتها That's happening. Okay, guys, let's continue. I'm talking about what's happening now. Scientific research. Right now, similar physical processes and forecasting. Anything that has a physical thing, you can do simulation associated with it. And AI does simulation in an amazing manner. Saves tons of time, effort, and money in doing things like this. But not only that, you take big sets of data and it analyze it as well for us. And بنتكلم حاجات بتحصل دلوقتي، مش حاجات هتحصل في المستقبل هتكلم عليها دلوقتي. Agriculture. دي حاجة غير عادية. اللي بيحصل دلوقتي في agriculture that right now there's something called irrigation, pest weed control, pest detection, weed control, fertilizer. You have drones flying over top of the field and tell you which particular area requires irrigation, which particular area has pests, which particular area requires fertilizer, which particular area requires irrigation, water, and so on. And it happens in an amazing manner and can be watched now. Now. Things are changing. Okay. Turing test. 1950, Alan Turing, which is one of the leaders of computers, came up with a test where if you can convince, if you have an interrogator in here, and it has two people, one of them is a computer, one of them is a human being, can they differentiate between them or not? If you cannot differentiate between them, then the computer has passed the Turing test. The computers right now have passed the Turing test. But there's a small thing associated with that. That the computers right now have to dumb themselves down. Because right now, a computer can be proficient and fluent in 100 languages. Can read and write 100 languages. And has known and has read all the books in the world. How many human beings have done that? So right now, لما تسأل الكمبيوتر حاجة، أنت بتعرف إن الكمبيوتر ولا لا by how proficient their answer is, not by how stupid their answer is. So computers have to put mistakes in there so that it can trick the person that it is a computer, that is not a computer. Which is a scary thing when you think about it. There are 3 levels of artificial intelligence. There is specialized artificial intelligence, narrow artificial intelligence, artificial narrow intelligence, دي حصلت من زمان. Artificial general intelligence where the computer is as smart as a human being, which we have now. Everyone says that we have artificial general intelligence, or general artificial intelligence. That's debatable. I personally believe that we have already reached the point where the computer is as smart as any human being. The scary part in here is artificial superintelligence. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI that created ChatGPT, indicated just a couple of months ago that the company is 100% focused right now on reaching artificial superintelligence. all the futurists, they said that once we reach artificial general intelligence, artificial superintelligence will be 1 or 2 years away, and we'll reach it. And in such a situation, the computer will be as smart as the total population of humanity. The computer will be as smart as the total population. If you take all the minds of everyone in the world, combine them together, the computer will be smarter than that. That's what we're talking about. Have we reached that point or not? People are saying that we are years away from that. Small number of years. Another ball. Okay. So where are we going?
Boom.
These are some of the things that could be happening. Let's say advanced diagnostics, curing paralysis. Paralysis right now will be cured. Through Neuralink, for example, they are already having human tests for curing paralysis. That's happening right now. They expected within a couple of years, people who have a spinal cord injury will still be able to walk.
They did it in Japan.
How come?
They did it in Japan. I didn't know. Yeah. So people will separate the spinal cord and they can still walk. It will happen soon, very soon. Okay? Personalized genetic medicine and wearables. So you'll have genetic medicine that will come to you, targeted medicine, for example, targeted cancer therapy and so on, but it will be specialized to you. And they'll create the medicine to you, only to you. They will not create a generic medicine. The medicine will be created. These are things that could happen in the future. Drug design. That's what's happening right now. The computer creates the drugs automatically. Repurposing existing drugs. It will tell you that you can take this drug, instead of using it for diabetes, use it for cancer cure. Something like this. And it will do the simulation to prove that. Right now, they have been able to print liver tissue. Liver tissue they did 3D printing on it. That means that you have liver tissue that could be transplanted on a human being without taking it from the body of another person.
So you don't need dollar anymore?
Pardon?
You're not gonna need dollar?
You might not need donors for certain things. For certain things. I don't think it will happen I don't think it will happen to the kidney, but I think it would happen very soon to the liver. It regenerates itself and it has its homogeneous structure, so I think it will happen to the liver. Okay? Scientific discovery, hypothesis generation, and theory proving. Right now there are theories that are not proven. They're getting the computer to prove it. It's beyond. So theory, there are basically right now there are 7 big mathematical theories that no one was able to prove. They proved only one of them. There are still 6 remaining. They're getting computer to prove them, and they're working very close to getting it done. That's a huge achievement. To getting the computer to prove a theory. That's a big thing. Linking relativity to quantum mechanics. No one has ever done that. They're having computers right now working on that. They're expecting to be able to link relativity to quantum mechanics. That's another big thing. Nanomaterial. They're creating material that's basically the size of an atom. And that's happening right now through AI. The explanation of dark matter and dark energy. In the cosmology, there's something called dark matter and dark energy. What are they? No one knows. Maybe computers can explain it. But that's the expectation that will be happening in the future. And people are researching these things right now. Big data analysis, transdisciplinary paradigms. So basically they take two different disciplines and link them together. That's basically the power of a human being. That you're working on something that is not related to any other discipline, and you take the two disciplines and link them together. Computers are able to do that right now. And ultimately, scientist displacements, replacing scientists. If you're a scientist, your job is at risk. We'll talk about that in a moment. Sustainability, energy optimization. I will not go through these in detail right now, but you can read them on your own. We'll have these slides. Economic impact. New jobs that will be created. There will be new jobs created, by the way. There will be new jobs created. Telehealth coordinators. You will not need to meet with the doctor in person. In the future, you'll be having telehealth, and telehealth you'll meet with the doctor, but online. And that's happening already and that has been accelerated. AI health technician, data scientist. That's the hottest job that's out there, data scientist. If you're a data scientist, you need 8 years of studies, by the way, to do that. But if you're a data scientist, you take your resume and go through Camino in California, drop it at 10 different companies out there. The next day you get 5 interviews. The starting salary is around $200,000 US. So it's a big job. It's a hard job in there. Education tech specialists. These are people who will be creating the courses online. Sustainability consultants, because the expectation is that we need sustainability, the green energy and all this green stuff. That's expected. Experienced designer, metaverse architects, people who will create the metaverse. Metaverse is where you will be living as an avatar. You as a human being, you'll be living in that metaverse and outside a virtual world that you're living in. That will be happening, and you need someone to architect that for you. Content moderators, because right now the content that's being created, the major part of it, the content being created on the internet is not created by human beings, but created by computers. So someone has to moderate that and identify whether it's actually created by computer or not. Right now, you go to TikTok and you see a video, it will tell you that's AI generated. You've seen that on TikTok or whatever. So is it really AI generated or not? Or something that doesn't have AI generated? Can we have the moderator to tell us whether it's AI generated or not? There will be a job for that. And there's still human beings who will do something like this. Why? Because human beings, like Susie has said, we have the capability of figuring out these things. And computers cannot do that very well. So we need a human being to do that. Now, scientists, precision agriculture engineers, that's what I told you, precision agriculture. That's a big thing. الفلاحين هيبقوا مهندسين. أنا مش بهزر بتكلم جد. Right now, الفلاحين are not longer workers. They're not working with the soil, with the mud. They are engineers. They're managing the agriculture. That's what's happening right now. As time passes, في شغل كتير هتبان جديدة. دي الحاجات الجديدة اللي هتبان. الحاجات اللي مش هتتغير. What are things that will not change? Politicians, unfortunately, you cannot get rid of them. How can you get a computer to replicate Donald Trump? You cannot do that. It's impossible. Cooks will be, well, actually, computers can cook right now. They can cook, I'm sorry about that. But clergy, Assis, your job is safe. Job is safe. There'll always be need for clergy. Okay? Construction workers, plumbers, carpenters, and so on, there will always be need for them. Automotive workers, people to fix cars, there will always be need for them. Postal delivery, family doctors, because family doctors will not go away at all. Why? Because there will always be need for someone to collect information about the patient. Always be need for them. Not that and it will remain forever. Okay. Pharmacists, nurses, primary and middle school teachers, high school and university teachers are gone. High school and university teachers are. That's why I left.
Why would you need a pharmacist?
Why you need the pharmacist to dispense the medicine? Dispense the medicine. Okay, chefs, cooks, chefs. So we need chefs. Okay, to create new books. Okay, hairdressers. Judges, we need judges. Judges will not be replaced. CEOs of companies will not be replaced. And of course, as I mentioned, politicians. This is not very important. We cannot live without it. Okay.
What about the technology?
I'll talk about that in a moment. Okay? The jobs that will be lost. And by the way, remember, the key point in here in all these things is human interaction.
Yes.
If you have human interaction, there will be a job for you. Okay? The job that will be lost, administration, data entry, bookkeeping.
شكرا يا معلم.
Machine operators, assembly line workers, green inspectors, drivers, warehouse workers, cashiers, call center agents, sales, legal assistants, financial analysts. There will be no need for financial analysts. Computers are much better than human beings in assessing whether the stock is good. Radiologists, writers, referees. There's no need for referees right now. واحد بيشوط الكورة offside ولا مش offside. You need someone to tell you that? You don't. Underwriters, translators, software developers, technologists. Computers replacing that. I'm a programmer myself. Okay, I'm a programmer myself. Things that I can do right now in 1 hour used to take me 10 days about 10 years ago.
Yes.
No, I mentioned lab and health department,
Health technicians. I mentioned that is actually one growing area. That's a growing area.
with the nurses.
Yes. Health technicians will be going down. Teachers. There will be teachers in there, but most of the high school teachers will be gone. Because you don't need them. Computers can give you personalized courses. Computers can give you personalized مهندسين راحوا خلاص. Alright, so that's the percentage of things that will be lost in here. In finance and accounting, that's by 2045. Okay. These numbers are here. Okay, guys, these numbers in here are by 2045. That's the expectation by 2045. These numbers, 2045. You would be retired at that time. Okay. So you can see in here, bookkeeping and finance, 25 to 40% will be lost. Healthcare, part of it will be lost as well, but not a lot. Education, creative industries, engineering, less than 10% because new engineering jobs will be created. Other engineering jobs will be lost.
But they are only predictions. We have to also understand they are only predictions.
These are predictions because that's why we have a big margin. Okay, guys, I need to move on. Okay, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Okay. Expected loss by 2045 is between 20 and 50%. That will give us the biggest amount of job loss since the Big Depression. The Big Depression اللي هي بعد the First World War. What can we do about it? From a global perspective. I've already 2 slides, this and another slide, only 2 slides. Okay? But this one, we have to have massive reskilling and upskilling programs. We cannot, I'm talking about worldwide, from a global perspective. And then we'll talk, the next slide is what we can do on a personal level. Okay? What we can do from a global side, and that's what politicians should be doing, and they are not doing it. All politicians are not doing it, and they are missing the boat right now, big time. One of them is that reskilling and upskilling. They are not doing that. They should start training the people right now on the new skills that are needed, and they're not doing it right now. Someone like Trump is trying to get people who just put screws inside their iPhones right now. We've seen the videos about that. So it's just crazy how they're doing it. Guaranteed universal basic income. That will have to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. We have to have guaranteed universal basic income. We tried to do it during COVID, and it failed. But it failed not because of that. People were getting money for free during COVID, right? Yeah. But why did it fail? Because of the perfect storm. 4 things happened that no one expected. The price of oil went up. Who would have expected that? We had the Ukraine war. Who would have expected that? We have a destruction of supply chain. اللي ابتدت من السويس كانال. من قناة السويس أما المركبة وقفت فيها. They destroyed the supply chain. And China shut down completely. The world factory shut down completely. These 4 things happened at the same time, and that resulted in a huge amount of inflation. The expectation is that with the global, universal basic income, that the prices will be dropping because of the increased productivity. And the increased productivity has happened. And عملت حسابات بنفسي ولقيت إنه if we did not have the increased productivity, the inflation that we would have experienced would have been 15 to 20%. We didn't get that much inflation. We got inflation, yes, but it was small compared to what it should have been, based on the amount of money that was printed. Why? Because of the increased productivity. With the increased productivity, we'll have to have universal basic income. Otherwise, we'll end up with social unrest, looting and demonstrations and violence and so on. That will happen unless we have universal basic income. We have to reduce the work week. We cannot work 5 days a week anymore. We have to work 4 days a week or even 3 days a week. That would be nice, right? Everyone okay with that? Okay. We have to give subsidies to people who create new jobs. Anyone who creates new jobs, we have to give them subsidies. We have to reduce their taxes. That needs to happen, and governments should be doing that. They are not. The governments are not doing that. The governments are working on stupid things that do not make any sense. Educational system overboard. The educational system that we have right now, which I'm part of, at least I'll be part of it until the end of this month. And by the way, I'm submitted my resignation from Seneca College, so I'll not be a professor in there anymore. The system is not changing. They're not overhauling the system. That has to be totally overhauled. They have to focus on the modern things, that they're not doing that. They're still teaching things that have been teaching 15, 20 years ago, and they're not changing. Unfortunately, that's a problem. Global coordination and ethical AI governance. So, the problem with AI right now is how it is black box. And how to govern that is that we have to have certain rules associated with this. The problem with it is that the biggest consumer of AI is the military, which we cannot control. That's a big problem. But at least the things that are not military, and again the next one is the big corporations and so on, they have to be controlled somehow. But how can we control them? We cannot control them unless we have global coordination. But right now, global countries are fighting with each other for stupid things. That's what's happening right now. The most important one is that the mindset of people has to change. And the government can play a major role in changing the mindset of people to have the concept of lifelong learning. No one can say, okay, أنا اتخرجت من الجامعة and the rest هناك مش هدرس تاني. Cannot do that. You have to continue learning throughout your life. You cannot stop learning. Learning, your life is like a bicycle. And learning is the pedal that you have. When you stop pedaling, you fall on your side. Your life is like a bicycle. And the learning is the pedaling that you're doing. When you stop pedaling, you fall on your side. Remember that. Take that analogy in place and remember that you always have to learn. You cannot stop learning. على فكرة أنا دكتور نفسي ما فيهاش حاجة. Okay?
I can get an electric bike and I don't have to.
Yes, that's very true. You can work an electric bike, you can retire and get someone else to work.
No.
Absolutely. So what can we do individually? Which is your question? Upskill and reskill. Look at the skills that you think that you need to learn. دور على الحاجات اللي انت محتاج تتعلمها. وحاول تتعلمها. ازاي تتعلمها؟ There's a place called YouTube, سمعت عنه؟ Go in there are lots of lectures about anything that you want. Spend your time learning new things. Identify what you need to learn and learn about it. If you don't do that, the bicycle analogy. Focus on human-centric skills. لو انت بتشتغل في حاجة مش محتاجة تعامل مع الناس, you are at risk. If you're working in something that does not require coordination with people, interaction with people, you are at a big risk. Okay? If you are starting your career, لأولادكم, لو بتدين الشغل بتاعهم في شغلانة مش محتاجة تعامل مع الناس, الشغلانة بتاعتهم مش هتكمل. It's as simple as this. It's not if and or but. مش هتكمل. Computer will replace it. They have to look for a job that requires interaction with people. And that's not for you. In our generation, we don't need that. But you need a job that requires interaction with people. Okay? Are you following?
Yes.
Okay. Explore AI augmented careers. There are many careers out there that you can augment using AI. For example, if you're a doctor, use AI as much as you can. Take the data from the patient, plug it into the computer, and you know exactly the diagnosis of that person is. That's easy. Okay? If you're an engineer and you want to look at a new design, put multiple designs, create multiple designs, give it to a computer and ask the computer to compare between them. If you need to do some calculation, you can do that. When I prepared this presentation for you, do you think I did not use AI? I did use AI quite extensively, and I'm proud of it. I do use it, and I'm proud of using it. There's nothing wrong with using AI. أنا يبقى عندي طلبة في الجامعة بديهم assignment بقول لهم I have no problem with you going to ChatGPT or any generative software and using it. But please put that as a reference. Identify what prompt you have used. You need to do that because in real life you will be doing it. So whatever you're doing, find out the way you're doing it. You're a designer. Try to get the computer to do the designs for you. Even you're creating a logo, the computer can create the logo for you. Look for things and augment your career using AI. Build a future-proof network. That's extremely important. As I mentioned to you earlier, interaction between people is the key to your success in life. What you need to do is to create a network. Network of people that you think might help you in your life. So create a network, meet with people. Try to associate with people that you can think you will be successful. احنا عندنا نعمة غير عادية هنا هو في الكنيسة. دي نعمة غير عادية إن احنا نعرف بعض ونقدر نتكلم بعض وتقدر تكلم أي حد وتروح تتكلم معاه من غير اي مشاكل. دي نعمه استغلها. اتكلم مع الناس. بس مش تكلمهم في الكنيسه يوم الاحد الصبح هلو هاو ار يو دوينج صباح خير. That's not it. كتر السلام يقل المعرفه، يعني ايه؟ يعني لما تسلم على نفس واحد كتير معرفه تقل؟ لا، بس لما تسلم على ناس كتير معرفه كل واحد منهم تقل. What you need to do is تتكلم مع كل واحد on a personal level. Try to meet with them. That's how you build a network. Don't rely on يوم الأحد بس تعمل كده. Try to talk to people. That's what you need to do. That's what the network is. حاجة زي دي هتساعدك in your career. It will help you in your life. Stay informed about policies and ethics. البوليسيز القوانين أو البوليسي يعني السياسات والمبادئ اللي احنا متعودين عليها بتتغير وبتتغير بسرعه قوي. خلي بالك بيتغير ازاي، وخلي بالك بالذات الاي اي البوليسيز about AI how they are changing because they change day in and day out. يوم يقرروا حاجه ثاني يوم يقولوا، يوم يقرروا حاجه زي التنازل بتاع ترامب بالظبط. So prepare for career shifts. توقع ان الشغلانه بتاعتك هتتغير. الشغلانه بتاعتك مش هتفضل زي ما هي. If you're a pharmacist, expect that your job will be changing. How will it be changing? I don't know. But every job will be changing. There's no job that will remain the same. Even a CSNA. سؤال. Honestly. Answer. أما بتحضر مواظبة. Do you ever go to generative software and ask questions in there or not? You'll be surprised. أسألت السؤال ده لكذا أسيس earlier and they are using it quite extensively. مش عشان يحطوا الموضوع نفسه, but if they want to look references for something. كلمة intelligence. I try to do that. I went to ChatGPT and asked word intelligence. Where is it mentioned? Word intelligence. Where is it mentioned in the Bible? I asked this question, and it told me it's mentioned in 3 different places, but it is not in the King James version. It's other translation that they use intelligence. In other translation, in King James, they didn't use the word intelligence, they used something else. And they give me the references for these and everything related to that. I found that quite impressive actually.
Absolutely.
بس ده موجود على الاب بتاع البايبل.
ما هو اب بتاع بابل is AI as well.
بس هذه نسأل دولة على كلمة specific يعني هو لازم يكتب in general.
In general, and what is it, and it looks like everything. Anyway, I just want to share with you that حاجات زي دي موجودة. In every job, you have an opportunity to do that. And the most important thing that you have to do, never stop learning. Never ever stop learning. That's extremely important. And then the final question for you. Is AI artificial or real? What do you think?
Combination.
It's real طبعا.
It was meant to be artificial, ended up being more than real.
Okay, I like that answer.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so guys, that's the end of my presentation for you. I hope you learned something out of it. Myself, and اتعلمت كتير قوي in preparing. In preparing it, it was a huge blessing for me. There are many things that I put in there that I did not know before presenting it. So thank you for this opportunity. Any questions?